Welcome back to the N07 podcast. This is the fourth installment. I know we kind of missed the last installment or two, but there have been things going on in personal lives regarding college, editing Wilson Reach episode 16, and doing script stuff. But something has come up, actually yesterday as of this recording, and it has to do with a certain Stephen Hancock, better known as Digital Virus, a machinimator who has had a lot of allegations flung at him. Apparently he's done some pretty shady things, and a video has come up now which shows the quote-unquote real Digital Virus. The video was uploaded by Stegelbob IV. A link to that will be in the description. And I have taken time out of my day to write a transcript of this, and I'm going to say right now, writing this transcript made me sick to my stomach, and that's not a figure of speech. Our panel today is...
You go first, PT.
Oh, okay. Hello, I'm PT Platinum.
And hello, once again, people of the internet. I'm Falcon Baton, better known as the Idiot. You'll learn about that reference later on.
Yeah, that's actually one of the first things that is shown in the video, referring to the transcript. I'm just going to read off the first little bit of what
We're just wasting
said.
no time. We're just going straight into this motherfucker.
No banter. This is something that we're kind of passionate about. I mean, this is someone who's really, really well known in the Machinima community, and we do make Machinima. We are passionate about what we do, and this guy is giving us just a horrible name. The whole community as a whole, just sort of... Well, actually not the community as a whole. Like, he's kind of an asshole. Anyway.
I would consider PT, though, just straight off the bat, an assortment of randomness, as well as making Machinima, because...
yes, the
burrito
unboxings.
and waffles and pirates. And talking toilets. But that's
Anyway.
Soon be announced project. Codename Project Shoop.
Yes. Anyway, the first thing that Virus said in this video, the title of Retro Director means, which I've already started calling people. Like, that was just the fragment of a sentence. Then you have these idiots like Falco Matan, who's on our panel.
Hey, that's me!
Who are like, and he goes to read the tweet. He says, this is Falco's tweet. Ha, like you were a Retro Director in the first place. Tell me, did you earn that title or did it get granted to you by another? Now,
Can I do it in my Falcon Baton voice?
No.
Oh. Should we
now,
clarify what that is to reply to quickly, though?
Yes. Go
the
ahead.
original tweet that I saw, actually someone brought it to my attention. I can't remember who did, but I didn't even know Digital Virus had a fucking Twitter account because, Jesus Christ, like he needs a Twitter account. That's not the point. Anyway, his tweet was, well, looks like with all these Machinima directors dropping out, or something along those lines, I'm going to be the only retro director left. And I just snapped, and that's when I made that tweet, because that's just... What's the word I'm looking for? It's just a completely inaccurate comment, and it's just like, right, I'm fed up with this bullshit.
I feel as though the word I'm about to use to describe it is too strong, but I would say that it's almost sacrilege. Almost, but I feel as though that's too strong of a word.
I've got water here. You can bless it if you want, and we can throw that on the tweet.
Anyway.
The holy water, no!
Although,
Although
the whole claim about being a retro Machinima director, the last one, what defines a retro Machinima director? That's what I'm curious about. Is it someone who's been here for a while, who's made Machinima for a while? Because if he says he's the last one, and that's what he said he's going to be, I took a look at the date he published his first Machinima on YouTube, and that was in December 2009.
But apparently he's been around a tiny bit longer than that. Well, it's confusing. I've heard bits and bobs. Apparently he's been around a tiny bit longer. Apparently he joined doing Machinima in early 2009, and apparently that's the end of year one is early 2009.
According to him, and we'll get to that.
According to him, because Jesus Christ, everything revolves around him. Sorry, go on.
And obviously the only real claim that we could find to him being a retro director is his first video came out December 2009. I took a quick note in that, hey, my first Machinima was released in June of that year, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So he's not the last retro director.
So
he went on to explain to say what a retro director was someone who went on Machinima.com. That is not a retro director.
That's just someone who's able to make money off of Machinima.
This is the bizarre thing that if you have to be on Machinima.com to be considered, well, back then a Machinima director, and now to be considered a retro Machinima director. So what is Bernie Burns, Jeff Ramsey, Joel Heyman, Gus Cirola, all the original Rooster Teeth crew who started Red vs. Blue? What are they? And like, what are the likes of Alexo, who has the third longest running Machinima series? What are they then? Are they just nothing?
I don't know, but we're still getting ahead of ourselves. He goes on to say, yes, I actually did earn the title by getting on the Machinima.com and have been around for quite some time, and I actually have a portfolio that surpasses all of your work, in reference to Falco. And I'm sorry, the thing is, it's an experience none of you will ever have, which is unfortunate. Now, where does he get off saying that he earned the title because he got on Machinima.com? That just means you got a contract.
After that line, it's something none of you will ever experience. That's when I hit my head on the desk. I'm pretty sure a lot of people did hit their head on the desk at that point, because it's like, you know, most, like, it's like, yes, a lot of them are new, like, the Machinima directors at the moment, like, probably are really young, probably ranging, I think the average is probably 12 to 16, which isn't a bad thing at all, but it's like, you know, like myself, you, Nadal, it's like, we're, you know, old enough to experience that. It's like, you know, not being, you know, being a Machinima director doesn't stop at, like, 18 years old or whatever.
No, it stops when you stop.
Yeah, I mean, shall we look at who's the oldest person I know who likes Machinima or has been around a Machinima? Probably Angus,
Yeah.
Mad Cow, and Angus is in his 30s.
Isn't
he? Yeah.
I think like 35?
He has a son,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
No, he doesn't have
No,
kids.
No, he doesn't have kids, no. But yeah, Angus is, he's in his 30s, yeah. And it's like, he's been probably liking Machinima longer than probably any of us, and he's pretty, you know, considerably older than the person you would go, oh, you like Machinima. I'm just using that as an example because just like the way this seems to be, it's like none of you will. I think the quote he was actually saying that none of you will experience this. He might have been talking to the group he was talking to, but it sounded like he was using it as like a none of you, like anybody, will ever experience this.
Who knows?
Well,
the
he's
thing
talking
is,
specifically to those people, so he could have just been meaning those people.
it's possible. The thing is, just as well, I feel like I really should have mentioned this earlier. This video was, it's a recording of an Xbox Live party chat, while the recorder, the guy who recorded it, apparently it's Almighty Films, was playing Destiny. So there are parts of the conversation that are a bit drowned out by game audio, so there are things that I had to cut around and get rid of sentence fragments that didn't make any sense without context.
Yeah, and that is actually an edited down video, like it's edited by, I don't know what, it's edited by anyway, someone different apparently, and uploaded by someone different, but I actually do have the whole entire video clip recorded as well, like it's unlisted on Almighty Films' channel. I got a link to that, and I've downloaded both these videos because, you know, some of these videos tend to disappear after a while.
Yeah,
you know, I've got the edited down version, which has the subtitles that's been taken off the transcript, and I've got the full 31 minutes that is completely unedited, which most of it is just filler and really annoying stuff that you just want to go, right, yeah, even though it's just as bad, you're better off watching the edited down version.
Yeah, long story short, if the videos disappear that we're pulling this info from, we've got the resources, we've still got the information within said videos.
And as far as I'm aware as well, anybody who has downloaded the video, from what I've heard from the uploader and a couple other people, they're more than welcome to re-upload it. So if you have the video, or if you want to get the video now, you're probably apparently more than welcome to re-upload it if it said disappears, just so that this is still out there, because videos about digital viruses have a tendency to disappear after a while, and the people who uploaded
email his mom.
Tend to disappear, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, which if this podcast disappears, you know why, although I'm not going to compromise my integrity by taking this down just because Virus decides to sick what may or may not be left of his fan base on this channel. But also, the whole thing about his portfolio, that surpasses all of your work specifically, Falco. First off...
Can I quickly just jump on that?
Yes.
Like, I give a fuck?
There you go, and just as well...
If it does, oh my god, I mean, it might, it probably, I mean, cinematically, I probably would say, yes, it does, but, like, I give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, we don't make Machinima to show off or for glory. We're not Achilles of the Machinima world. We are doing it because we like it. We have fun with it. We want to tell a story. I should really set my Skype to do not disturb.
Sorry, that was me.
Was it you? Am I the only one here who set my Skype to do not disturb?
I just said it. Anyway, the thing about he's passing judgment saying that all of your stuff is inferior to his. In what way? And why does he have to have the say if something is good or not?
Probably disagree.
Yeah, just it's subjective. I mean, if he thinks that his stuff is better than yours, fine, that's his opinion. If you think yours is better than his, fine, that's your opinion. If I think that you both fucking suck and you should go die in a hole, that's really harsh, but it's my opinion. It's not my opinion.
I should point out, Nato wakes up every morning and tells me that. It's pretty much rubbed off me now.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually. We love each other, don't we, Nato?
Yeah, we have a gay puppy, and we're the gay parents of a puppy in Minecraft Adventure Squad.
Hopefully that video will be out. Oh no, that's like so many episodes in advance. So no, if you watch both me and Nail stuff, you'll get the reference at some point.
Anyway, going on with this transcript, which man, we're already 11 minutes into this according to the stopwatch, and we haven't even gotten off the first of 9 pages.
Yeah, but this thing...
Well, this is the biggest part. This is about one of our friends.
The more we go on, the more it just gets repetitive as hell and ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I just want to talk about something quickly about how his portfolio, all that stuff sort of password. This is the... I suppose if you could actually apply later, but it's about how all bigger machinima directors should help smaller ones, but... That could actually probably be saved for later, because I'm looking through the transcript right now, and
yeah.
actually, it could segue up a better quote. So,
alright.
Sorry.
Back in the day, it was literally, you wake up in the morning, you get on your Xbox, and you're like, I'm gonna make a video. I would go to my computer, I'd immediately call his friends, William, and I'd call Spearhead, and we'd all just talk about shit like, hey, check out this picture I made, and stuff. We would go online and look at funny, weird shit. We'd laugh all day. Then we'd go play Halo. Let's go make a machinima. Yeah, that's all we would do. We would do that all day, and we didn't think it was crappy. I did not write that correctly.
From my memory, it was like, we didn't care if it was crappy.
We didn't care that it was crappy, we just did it. We just did it because it was fun. And I mean, even now, it's fun to make stuff. I agree with that.
It is. That's the whole point.
Yes, at the end of the day, that's what all of this is. It's just doing it and having fun.
YouTube is... People make, like, machinima directors, Red vs. Blue did it, a couple other people do it. Like, I mean, yeah, machinima you can make a career out of, but ultimately, at the end of the day, machinima, and just putting stuff on YouTube at the end of the day, yes, money can be a nice side to it. Like, I mean, I make a bit of money on YouTube because I've got a network partner with. Other people do it, but it's like, at the end of the day, people make stuff on YouTube for the sheer enjoyment of it. It's like, you think PT is making... Is uploading unloading an Xbox that has a waffle on the bottom of it to make...
It's a political statement!
It's a political statement. It's like, do you think... Like, I made a video of Wheatley, like 3 years ago, Wheatley spinning in a portal with a music over to make millions and millions things. No, I made it because it was fun. It's like...
Yeah.
And that's all it should come down to. It shouldn't come down to professionalism or money or anything like that. It should just come down to sheer enjoyment.
Yeah, and considering he says, and that they did it because it was fun, and even now it's fun to make stuff. That's a bit hypocritical to some stuff that he's going to say later. And it's, like I said, it literally made me sick to my stomach, but we'll get there. Moving on, he says... I designed a site in order to, something, it was unintelligible, to improve and whatever, with all the resources, so when I go down, whenever I leave, well, I didn't leave, I go dark, we'll put it that way, all of a sudden, this whole Lambda bullshit comes out of nowhere. Everyone on Machinima Union were, like, saying how much of an asshole I am and how none of the big directors help people. I sat there, and I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? I paid almost $1,000 for a website for all of you assholes. I provided you with all the resources you need to improve your work, and because you decided to stay on the site ran by smaller people that's ran by idiots, and I shut mine down because I'm not going to pay for something if you're not going to use it, you think you have the right to sit there and complain? Sorry, as I stated in my conclusion video, the community is in the state that it's in, something occupants. Anyone with a functioning brain would be able to figure that out. Now, he shut down the site. Machinima Evolved, was it called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shut down the site, no one was using it. Okay, that's fine. You put some money into it, you make mistakes, you
That's
learn.
If he wants to make videos or whatever, I don't know what his career path is or whatever, but no one asked him to spend that amount of money on a videos. But this is something he's gonna have to probably learn in life, is he just invested $1,000 into a Machinima website, like straight off the bat. But it crashes. Like, did he actually think about, from a business standpoint, would he make the money back? And I don't feel sympathetic that he spent and wasted that money, because he obviously didn't think about all the variables, and he stupidly.
We don't know that.
How did he act?
We
how
don't
do you
know
put
that.
$1,000 into a website? Like, what could he have done to spend $1,000 on a website?
Coders,
Was he hiring
website.
programmers?
That's probably what it was. That's what I'm
think
assuming.
he actually
spent
didn't
that
spend all the
much.
money on the website. I think he spent it on like his own resources as well, like probably his capturing hardware, software, or whatever.
Well, the way that this is phrased, make almost $1,000 for a website. So
Yeah.
But
it's like Machinima Union and Machinima Nation are half decent looking websites, and not that money got spent on them. And this is the thing though, he's talking about how no one used Machinima Evolved. No one, and to this day, is still really using Machinima Union.
yeah.
Both websites were equally as dead as each other, and well, obviously one is more alive than the other because the other
It's
one
not
doesn't
like-
exist.
It's not like a gaming forum where it's constantly buzzing and people want to play with each other. Because Machinima takes planning to some extent. And so you're not going to constantly see all this stuff and all these people using these tools. I mean, you're going to see it every now and then coming in bursts.
Yeah, which, speaking of tools, what resources did he provide? Did he just provide this website as a place for people to congregate to get voice actors and body actors? Or
Probably. I think
because-
so. I visited the website a couple times, and there was pretty standard. I mean, we'll go back to Machinima Nation for a second. I mean, you're a moderator, administrator, PT. You're a long time. We're all long-time members of it, and PT does the member of the month now as well, which apparently you're bringing back.
I would
But it's
very much like to if we can get more members.
But like all three of those websites, but this is the thing, Machinima Nation is the one to do it. All three all followed the same format. We had, the off-topic, general chat, introduction line. But as far as Machinima tools, you have body acting, voice acting, special effects artists, graphic artists, all of that. It had that. It's like, but at the end of the day, here is you didn't invent the resources. There is voice acting websites dedicated to not voice actors for Machinima, it's just voice actors in general. Obviously, people are going to go to those websites over that have an unlimited source of voice actors, and people looking for work over going to a forum and posting a topic. The only thing I can see a voice acting on all three websites, a voice acting thread on a Machinima website is just to post, like a second place to post it to get a tiny bit more attention. But it's not going to get as much attention as, say, Voice Acting Alliance or the other one. I can't remember
Behind
name
the
of the other
voice
big one.
actors.
Behind the voice actors. It's like, because they're pretty self-explanatory websites. They're more voice actors.
Yeah, just as well, he says that he was providing the resources needed to improve the work. The thing about improving work is it's trial and error. You can teach cinematography, but it's all about applying it. And that's really all I have to say about that.
And you can teach it, but not everyone's gonna get it at the end of the day. I mean, not everyone has the visual eye for cinematography. Not everyone has the skills to sit down and open up After Effects and make a UNSC ship. It's like,
I sure as hell don't.
I sure as hell don't. It's like, that's why you have other people. Like, that's why you have a mixture of skills in a production crew. You have someone who's better at this and better at that.
Yeah. Moving on, Virus's motivations and why he is the way he is the segment. Here's the thing, I was talking to Trigrams today, and they wanted to talk about me on their show. They wanted me to go on, and I said, well, I could go on it, and tell you the full story. People only see the bad side of what I do. They never see the good or the reasons behind it. There is so much information that people don't. I mean, like, we'll be sitting for a couple hours, starting from, like, day one to now. Then everyone would understand, oh, this is why the way I am. This is why I do the things I do. This is why this happened, and here's why the outcome is like this. There are so many fucking variables with my experience. Hold on a sec. People only see the bad side of what you do. You're admitting yourself that there's some negative consequences to what you do.
Well, there's negative consequences to everything.
Yes, This is 100% true. But if people are only really seeing the bad side, and no matter what you do to try to push the good side, they don't see it, then maybe the negative consequences kind of outweigh whatever positives there may be.
And I mean, if he's really making an effort, then you wouldn't let the bad side outweigh the... There would be some good side, whereas there's no videos online of... Well, probably is, but there isn't... All the videos online are just him in a negative, bad light. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, this podcast isn't really doing his reputation any favors.
But what reputation is there left? I mean, because there's all the other videos.
Well, actually, if you look at his...
People videoing him being just an asshole at the end of the day.
I took a look at his channel and, like, the discussion, like, you know how there's, like, channel comments, whatever?
Yeah.
Either he's deleting the bad stuff, or there's only good stuff going up there.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not going to make claims.
Yeah.
But the thing, it's like, how difficult is it, though, to quickly... Like, I mean, I know, yeah, there's stuff that you don't talk about online if you don't want to. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own privacy. But it's like, if you really wanted people to lay off you, you would quickly explain in whatever way you could, like, you know, if you want to keep stuff private, again, that's your own business, but it's like, if you want people to start laying off you and all that, then start laying out some of the variables with your experiences, and then maybe people would be more understandable, but you're giving people diddly squat.
Yeah, you're
I
not...
use that phrase.
Yeah, he's not helping his case. He's not trying to make his image any better. He's not doing anything to help show the good stuff, as far as I know. He's just
makes me think
taking
there isn't
the bad stuff.
any good stuff. That makes me think at the end of the day, there isn't any good stuff, and these are just excuses.
That, or when he does try...
How many YouTubers at the end of the day, or how many people in the public light have said, I'm not a bad person, I've just had a bad upbringing, or a bad life, or bad experiences, but there is a good part of me. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's understandable, but it's like, how many people... It's like, okay, yeah, there probably is a good side to you, but from what I've learned, nobody's seen this good side, and if there was a good side, it would shine every now and again.
Yeah, the positive thing he's trying to tote is how he was supposedly trying to help other people, which sounds good on paper, you know, just that statement, but
he goes about it the wrong...
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Then that kid,
yeah,
which we'll get to later.
I hate this is continuing. I hate talking about it because whenever I talk about it, it makes me seem like I'm a pretentious piece of shit, but certain people don't want to admit it. If it wasn't for me, certain directors wouldn't be where they're at currently. So if it wasn't for me, for example, John, Little Timmy, he wouldn't be where he's at because he got the something spaces from me. Spearhead, we were really close, and him, me, I think he said khaki, and Darth Blader, you guys probably don't know who that last guy was. We would be friends, then we'd hate each other, then we'd be friends, then we'd hate each other. Then it came to the point where Blader just died and no one gave a shit about him anymore. The thing is, you don't like talking about the issue because it makes you seem like a pretentious piece of shit. Okay, understandable. But if you
Sometimes you need to be a pretentious piece of shit if you want to, you know, if you care about, you know, what people think. And he obviously cares about what people thinks.
Yeah, you know, considering that apparently videos showing him in a negative light go away. Saying directors wouldn't be where they're at currently. Give examples. Who are these directors?
Understandable. Like, yeah, you can, you know, obviously make someone on YouTube better or whatever. Like, you can provide them resources or a shout out that'll get them more attention or whatever. It's like, but it's like, it just sounds like you're just naming off your friends or whoever and saying that, oh, they wouldn't be where they were without me. I mean, I've had that there. I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but I mean, someone said that to me before. Said you wouldn't be where you were on YouTube without me, and it's like, okay, that's. Do you have evidence of this? It's just like, yeah, because I've been there. It's like
that doesn't hold water.
That doesn't hold water. You've been there. That's like Nadal saying, I've been with you for this many years. Like all of your success is down to me, or all of your whatever is down to me. It's like.
Me and my measly 330 subscribers.
No, it's like, did you sit down beside me and actually edit this with me? It's like, no, but it's just some encouraging words. It's like, I mean, this thing, it could have done more than that, but again, it's very vague and it's worded very badly.
Alright, continuing with what he said. A big director at the time I was starting out said I would never make it on Machinima.com, and I surpassed every, then became unintelligible. I surpassed Dark Null as well. I rubbed it in one of their faces. One of them came to me and said, "Oh, you've really matured a lot," and whatever, and I said, "Yeah, remember when you said I couldn't get on, like, Machinima.com, and I wouldn't go anywhere? It looks like you're eating your words now." Dude, don't rub it in people's faces. That just makes you seem like a prick.
Yeah.
You put it in the best possible words.
Do we need to say anything more about that small instance?
Just
apart from maybe you've surpassed Dark Null. When you've appeared in Xbox Magazine and you've had a series that, yeah, it might not be the best storytelling series.
He appeared in Xbox Magazine?
Yeah, Dark Null did Forgotten Spartans years and years
ago.
ago.
Forgotten Spartans. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like when Forgotten Spartans isn't great. Another retro director right there, probably Dark Null.
But it's like the biggest, oldest thing.
It's the biggest, oldest Machinima. It's not a great storytelling, but it's like it has the fan base of millions of viewers. It's like you've got, what, 10,000 subscribers?
Yeah, he's got about 10,000.
And you tried to make something as good as the Forgotten Spartans, and it didn't work out too well. It's like, no. As far as the mathematics go, no, you haven't surpassed them. That's like saying, give me a recent film that's just come out. Well, let's say, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 did better in the box office opening weekend, I think, than Iron Man 1. Oh, I've surpassed Iron Man 1. Probably like, yeah, in the short haul you've surpassed it, but in the long haul you probably haven't surpassed it. It's still one of the, well, apart from Guardians of the Galaxy now, it was the highest grossing Marvel film ever.
Well, the thing is, the whole Iron Man 3, Iron Man 1 thing, Iron Man 3 did surpass it financially, but that's beside the point. Looking at it, at face value within that first week, who knows?
Yeah, but Dark Null might have gone quiet since the end of Forgotten Spartans, and yeah, obviously probably Digivire's better known probably now, but it's like his audience build up and his millions of viewers and fans and all, like from 4 or 5 years ago, probably even longer, still exist and still count.
Yeah, they didn't just go away. Virus complaining about views. But I'm just kind of like, do I really want to put in the time and effort when I usually see 1,000 views in a week? I don't really see the point. I don't get anything out of it. My fan base isn't active anymore. The community is comprised of ungrateful children, and all people do is bitch and whine. This is one of
only insult.
No,
children.
The thing is, like, it's not the insult thing that's getting to me here, so much as
back on his comment almost immediately.
Yeah, but the thing that pisses me off about this statement is, why would I put in the time and effort if only 1,000 people are going to watch it? Put in the time and effort because you want to do it. Do it because you like it.
Yeah, not because people are going to watch it. Put it in because, I mean, yeah, it's okay if you feel like, I started up a YouTube channel to try and make money and it didn't work and it failed. Oh, time to move on. But it's just the fact that he keeps trying and trying and trying and trying, and it's like, it's clearly not working for you. It's like, people just don't want to watch your stuff. Maybe it's because your stuff isn't entertaining stuff. Maybe it's because your reputation has been damaged beyond repair, or just, maybe it's none of the above, but it's just like, who would complain about 1,000 views a week on YouTube? It's a little measly platform.
Yeah, it's 1,000 views a week. It's still, 1,000 views a week. That's 1,000 people, potentially 1,000 people that you're entertaining. That should be enough.
At all, even the really successful ones like PewDiePie and all that, I think they're grateful for their first 1,000 views in any video. Like, they're like, oh, okay, so this video, people have seen it. At least, a decent amount of people have seen it. I think everyone here in this call will be grateful for 1,000 views in 1 week.
I think after a while, it just gets, like, dull, or they're used to a specific thing. Like, I remember, I was listening to, it was like a podcast or something, and something Gavin from Rooster Teeth does is, unless it has, like, it was either 4 or 40,000, then it wasn't a success.
Yeah.
And like that's one thing. They've gotten so used to so many views that's what they're looking for, and that may be the same thing with Digital Virus. He may just be a crybaby about it.
All right.
His videos have done well, and now he just wants more and more and more. But this thing, full of ungrateful children. Well, there's probably down in Machinima community's probably got more kids than now.
There are a lot of young fans.
yeah, there's a lot of young fans in it, but it's like all people do is bitch and whine. It immediately goes back on the start of his statement. He's bitching and whining and being ungrateful that he's only getting 1,000 views a week.
Yeah.
And this goes on a lot throughout the video. He does go back on his words a lot.
Yeah, it's deplorable. Him on drama and his satire videos, and I put satire in quotes. I think the guy who edited the video did the same. I mean, sure, a lot of people can be like, oh, well, you caused a lot of drama, and I'm like, if you carefully dissect each video that I made, it tells you what not to do, and if you can't understand that or figure that out, you're part of the problem. I have designed everything specifically to prevent things, and the fact that you go after it and attack it proves my point that you are part of the problem. But hold on a second. People are saying that he's causing a lot of drama, but they didn't mention, at least from what I'm getting here, they didn't mention the satire videos.
No.
And it's really obvious that it's satire. I actually do find those videos entertaining. Those two satire videos.
But
They're
this
well
thing
done.
as well. If the videos were meant to quote unquote prevent things and they didn't prevent things, then his videos, it's not that his videos prove the point that people are part of the problem. It proved that his videos failed to get the point across, and that at the end of the day, then it's his fault that he failed to prevent things because he didn't prevent it well enough. That's like saying, I put up a sandbag wall in my front house to stop the flood stop a flood from coming into the house and wrecking all my stuff, but I only put up like one, and now the house is flooded. Oh, because I did that there, it's someone else's problem now, it's not mine. It's like, no, you just didn't fortify it well enough.
The thing is with those satire videos is that it merely just pointed a finger at the issue and laughed at it. And that's all well and good, you're drawing attention to the issue, but he's saying that he designed everything specifically to prevent things. Okay, how does this prevent it? This just identifies the issue and laughs at it. It doesn't provide anything to prevent it. It doesn't offer any solutions. And he's saying that if you attack it, you're part of the problem. No, Stephen Hancock, you are part of the problem by pointing out the issue, laughing at it, saying that it's supposed to prevent it, and it obviously doesn't.
When your video is just does more damage than good, and your catchphrase, I'm sorry, shouldn't be, especially to deal with the scenario, shouldn't be to people who complain about stuff. Your comment should not be cry about it in those videos.
Yeah,
you just don't, like, if someone comes up with you and you think, like, if someone came up to you, like, they don't say that, blah, 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 you've done this, you've done that, I don't like you, would you just go and cry about, like, if it was a serious problem, would you just go cry about it? Or would you try and deal with it responsibly?
I would deal with it responsibly. I'd see his criticism, I would see, do I really need to think about this? More often than not, I'd give it some serious thought, and if they actually provide, constructive criticism. And, I'd go from there. I wouldn't say, well, cry about it. I'd say, well, thank you for the criticism. I'll be sure to look into that. I mean, it won't sound incredibly sincere, but...
No, wait, is this criticism that he's getting, or is it, like, anger stuff about, like, his reputation?
People are... It's the criticism... Or anger, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Like, but exactly those videos were never going to get any constructive criticism, and those series of videos they were just going to get anger or people agreeing with them. I mean, I mean, even on paper before you make the video and you write the script, or even writing the idea before you write the script, you can tell that these videos are intentional, or you could tell that these videos were intentionally made to choose anger, or what's the word I'm looking for? Anger or...
Paragon or Renegade.
What?
Goodbye. Renegade for life.
Oh.
Yeah, Renegade for... Basically that, yeah, because it's just like... yeah, the videos are a tiny bit satire, but at the same time, like, the only thing that isn't satire about it is is Stephen himself in the videos. His way of going about stuff in the video is very immature. It just sounds like he's just whining.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. Fires on the adults of the community and how they are supposed to act as role models. This is a short one. I don't expect the adults of the community are supposed to act as role models, and I can't talk to any of those adults, quotes, because they're pseudo-intellectual morons. Sorry about that. It's a very redundant statement, but it's a perfect statement to describe those people. Well, what do you define as an adult? Someone who has emotionally and mentally matured, or someone who's 18 plus?
I would consider it probably someone who is option A, because I mean, PT, you're not actually legally an adult, but I would consider you an adult because you're well, apart from putting on a pig monkey mask and talking to Shoop in a toilet, you're pretty mature.
Yeah, it's just he's calling them pseudo-intellectual morons, and I've noticed something going through all of this. Everyone he's encountering, he's more or less just saying that they're an asshole and they're unbearable. Like, that's not verbatim, that's just what I'm getting. And there's an expression that if you go out into the city streets for a whole day and walk around and you only encounter one asshole, that guy was an asshole. But if you go out in the city streets and everyone's an asshole, you might be the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something to think about.
So, my brain died.
Did you have a stroke?
I think. Like, I had this thought, and then it just
You had a fucking stroke.
stopped.
It was like I just
Like, I sat there in
Thought
silence.
aborted.
Oh, God.
Thought aborted.
But have you got a PT?
Okay, yeah, okay. So an adult, like, does he mean popular, or because at his point, at his position, he would be considered a role model in this community. Not at this
potentially.
present moment, but I mean,
Yeah, how
should be,
notorious he could be in a
yeah,
positive
and
light.
If you've got enough following-
he's starting coups, he's doing this, he's like screaming at people. He made a machinima about Lambda, about how I'm sucking his cock. I mean, what? Do you want everyone else to do that? I mean,
when you get
no.
a big enough following, when you're in the public light and you've got a big enough following, like it's the same with celebrities or people on YouTube, it's like, yeah, act like yourself, but there is a certain way to act as well, because you're, well, especially on the internet, because
There
you
will
can't
be
choose who
people-
your audience is.
there
You
will
can't
be
limit your
pe-
audience.
There will be people
Yeah.
that take your word as gospel.
Yeah, and will copy the actions you do, and at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, so it doesn't matter what age, like, you could be 16 on YouTube and you could have like 1 billion subscribers. It's like, you're still gonna have anybody from any range watching you, and probably act the way you are. I mean, we watch, like, I watch Achievement Hunter, and sometimes I pick up on some of the stuff they do, like the way they talk or whatever, or like, we all do, like, we just, or any YouTubers watch, like, we'll pick up on their traits, or celebrities we watch growing up, we'll pick up on their traits and we'll act like the way they're going. Like, I mean, I think that you have to be well aware of it at all times, that, oh, there could be kids watching, or it could be anybody who's impressionable watching. I might have to tone this down a little bit. Like the little, like the swearing or the shouting at people, I might have to just tone it down a little bit.
yeah.
And that's what a role model is at the end of the day. It's not an age range, it's someone who is in the public light, who's got a big enough following, who just has to act, or tone down just certain acts, I think, you know, that they basically lead a good example at the end of the day.
Yes.
I remember a little while back there was something with trigrams. Do you guys remember specifically what that was?
No, I don't.
He did
No.
something like a very, very minor case. Like, he started screaming at someone and put up douche
Wait, who,
videos
trigrams
about
did?
it. Yeah, trigrams.
Okay, well, which one are trigrams?
Are there more than one person?
There's two guys. There's Mike, who's Ghost Omo, and then there's Brandon, who's Brandon Coe, the voice actor.
Oh, I remember.
Okay, I
them.
think it's the voice actor.
Okay, good. Well, they're both voice actors. I think it might have been...
It was the one who voices Elites for Elites of War.
yeah,
his
then it's,
series,
yeah,
and
it's
then-
Mikey then, or whatever. I think it's Ghost Omo, his name is.
Yeah.
He
it
played
was
that
the
Elite
one.
and Rice Spartans. Yeah, I think it might be Mikey there. Because actually, I was just gonna say right now, as much as I like trigrams, well, I've never really met Mikey, I've met Brand, but anytime I hear about a controversy in trigrams, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I'm just saying this is from what I've heard. Anytime I've heard of a controversy in trigrams, it always tends to fall back on Mikey. Like, I'm not saying that's true or whatever, it's just fact, it's just saying that's just what I've heard. I don't start going PT.
Like, two examples of good role models. One I'm not so sure about, but like Rooster Teeth, for example. Like, they're a big production. You think, oh, they're this big company. They still get really involved with the community and do this and help with this. Of course, they can't go out and individually help people with body acting, voice acting, tips, and I need you to read over my script and such. But that's, like, when you get to that position and you have a big following, you can't really do that anymore.
You can.
There's also, I'm not so sure about this one, Arbiter 617. I mean, he has game nights and He tones down the language a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not to where they're screaming "fuck" every other sentence.
Yeah.
Transformers 2. But I'd say he's a good role model for the machine.
He's in the middle ground, like he's
he's a down-to-earth guy.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he can help out people. That's like, cause he's got like what? How many subs? Like tens of thousands. I know I'm gonna say 70,000 roughly.
I want
I
to
could be wrong about that.
something
Anyway.
like that.
That's mean like he can still like he's still got like loads of people coming at him for your fans of his work. But that's mean he can do game nights, like a lot of game nights. Whereas Rooster Teeth only does like I think
93,000.
They only did.
I think they do one once a week still. They just don't do videos for him
they
anymore.
don't do the videos anymore. But he could do like probably a couple nights a week, and he can still talk to other and help out other Machinima directors if he wants to. And then, but you got Rooster Teeth, you have millions of fans and who are a big production company, and they can't just single out one person to go help them. Because if they do single out that one person to go help them, then everybody's going to be asking for it. The millions of people who watch their videos are going to be going.
Yeah, if you help one person, you have to help the other.
I'm to wrap up this portion of this mini topic. I remember when Arbiter was a lot smaller. I think it was before even Rise of the Spartans. I think it was when he was working on Tempest Maximus for Project Middle Ground.
Oh, I remember that. He was active on Machinima Nation at that time, wasn't he?
I was gonna talk more about. This was 2010. I'm actually gonna talk more about. Actually, no, this was before Tempest Maximus because this was before Halo Reach. 2010, I was on his Bungie.net group, and I just started Recovery, and I posted, "Hey, does anyone want to look over this? This is my first ODST Machinima." And like he actually would go and critique it and say, "Well, this is good. This needs work. I really like this," so on and so forth. So he does. It's not like he doesn't care about other people, other Machinimators. He is very interested to see what other people are doing. I don't know if that's the case now. It's been 4 years, but at least back then, that's how it is. But anyway. Virus on the influence of supposedly inferior big directors and eras of Machinima. At this point, at this point in time, it's a turning point in the Machinima community. We have all the top directors leaving, and they're leaving with the entire community. It's dangerous. Here's why. When I started, we actually had good content up to and when those directors moved on. Our content got good. When we leave, none of you will advance. No one will look up to anything. Everything will stay constant and eventually fall to the ground. We already are in the fucking ground. We're in the water now, and everyone is going to drown because everyone refused to grab onto the life preservers that I threw out to everyone. So everyone had their chance. I really tried to pull everything together, and everyone refused to do that, so essentially, I tried to help everyone. I tried to do everything to bring everything back together. The reason everything is the way it is because nobody did what I told them to do. This is where I start to get fucking sick to my stomach.
Nobody did what I told them to do.
Exactly. He's seeing it as, oh, well, when I'm gone, there'll never be anything to surpass me. Okay, maybe in visual effects, sure, but whatever. It's not about visual effects. I mean, that's not what he said. He's saying nothing will surpass him. Maybe someone will surpass you with a better story, or better characters, better cinematography, maybe even better visual effects. You can't just say that no one will ever surpass you, because that's an incredibly narcissistic statement. This is actually the part of the video where he starts to get really narcissistic.
Like, I mean, there doesn't need to be foundations are fine and all that, but like, it's like if all the top Machinima directors left tomorrow, like all the big guys, it's like would people just not know what to do? It's like, no, because there's already been Machinima established. People know the basics now. People could learn the basics in 5 minutes of making Machinima. You need to
There's still how-to videos, and there's still the older stuff. That's
I mean, John.
He's acting like people can't self-teach themselves. He's acting like he needs to be in the altar of a church, preaching with a fucking row after row of row every week of people just coming there going,
the savior.
Savior, yeah. It's like, no, people can fucking self-teach themselves this shit.
Yeah, he's saying that, oh, I tried to save everyone, but you were being fucking pricks, something along those lines. We don't need you. We need you just as much as the Machinima community needs myself, or Falco, or PT, or Arbiter 617, or John Graham. We don't need to be here. None of us need to be here.
Yeah. This is something we want to do.
Yeah, it's
something we want to do.
Yeah, it's fun.
And if like, you know, I packed up and left tomorrow, if NATO you did or PT, it's just like, it's like people aren't gonna crumble. Like the people who watch our videos aren't gonna, and who make videos as well, like people who watch our videos and make Machinima as well, aren't gonna like crumble apart. They're just gonna go.
Oh well, let's find someone else.
Oh, okay, well, let's find someone else, or like, you know, I'll just keep making stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
there's
mean,
not a short supply of Machinima directors.
yeah, like perfect example. It's really relevant. Lambda, he's quitting, because of something that happened with Virus recently.
Should we state that?
I honestly don't want to get into it. I just kind of want to keep this to the video at hand. But Lambda is quitting, and a lot of people are really sad, but no one's like totally fucking broken up over it. In fact, people are getting pissed at Virus, but
I mean, people aren't getting broken up that he's leaving, like in the sense that, oh no, Machinima
because there's
stopped. It's
because
broken
there's
up that he's
still
leaving.
people.
Yes.
There's
It's like,
still
well, I
more
really
people.
enjoy the stuff. It's sad that I won't see it anymore, but I'll still have the other stuff I can go watch every now and then.
Yeah,
And there's still these other directors.
yeah. Virus on his problems with Machinima Union and merging sites. Something about need to start.
this forever. Sorry.
Need to start exchanging information. We need to start helping each other. We need to do this. We need to do this. What did everybody say? I don't want to. I don't think I want to. You're an asshole. Why should I do it? I don't want to do this. Okay, here we are, and we've gotten nowhere. And do you know why? It's because of you. That's why. You all got exactly what you deserved.
Should we
I
go
take
back
this
on the
point?
backstory of this?
Really
I
quick.
could actually, yeah, I could quote this. So, okay, we were open to the site merge. We all sat down. I don't know if all of it. I think there was some people missing from it because the staff was. This is sort of like when the original owner of Machinima Union left. I think it was Naga. Yeah, and like this was the new Machinima Union stuff. So we sat down. We were like, right, let's just clear our minds. I actually had the whole thing recorded. The whole conversation. We all could remember, like, right, okay, we'll listen to what he has to say. You know, no point in keep arguing. And his proposal was, well, merge the two sites, bring all of our resources together and members together. But what we'll do is, you guys delete Machinima Union, become moderators of Machinima Evolved. I'll upgrade all of my staff to administrators and all that stuff, and I'll become the leader of the website. And basically, yeah, Machinima Evolved with some Machinima Union staff as the bottom of the barrel staff. Because he knew everything he's talking about, and because he apparently had the superior site and the superior investment skills and all that. And it's like, no, why would we agree to that?
Yeah,
like,
that's
we have
that's
a
not
website
that's not a merger. That's
not a
literally
merge, that's a takeover.
Yeah, that's a hostile takeover. That's taking everyone, giving them bottom of the, like you said, bottom of the barrel administrative positions, and you're just taking everything. That's
I was the first one to agree, or first one to disagree. I just went, no, why would we do this? No, we're not going to do this because, well, you just want to take over. So no, I think everyone here and everyone agreed. Everyone's answer was just
no.
This isn't a personal thing. This is just because, well, maybe some people might have said it's personal thing at this stage. I didn't really know who he was, like, or didn't really care about him, because he didn't affect me at all. But she's like, no, because this just isn't beneficial. Like, our website is doing alright. It's doing just as good as yours. I think actually it was doing slightly better as far as like people visiting it was going. But it's like, just no, it's just not gonna work out like that.
But he said
so
that
we just declined it.
Yeah, and saying, okay, well, it's gotten us nowhere, and do you know why? It's because of you being a Machinima Union.
Yeah, because I don't like yous, I don't like some of the people on it, and I don't like the website. It's obviously not going to go anywhere, and it's like, we all got exactly what we deserved. It's like, well...
What did they deserve? What? Because they don't want to be taken under your rule and lose their website and be not even incorporated, but taken by your site?
I don't even think half the site actually, or half the staff, had ever actually interacted with him up to that point. I don't think he got along with Naga, and I don't think he got along with James, now the new leader at site. But it's like, right, okay, you don't get along with them too. You don't like us because we are part of that site, or because we know them? Yeah, that's great logic you fucking got in your head there.
Alright, Virus on entertaining...
I'm just gonna say it, we got exactly what we deserved. Well, our site might not be as active as it is, but our site still exists, so yeah, there you go.
That kind of says something. Virus on entertaining content, and this is... To me, the only content I find watchable theoretically in terms of entertaining is the content that I associate myself with the most, which would be like John, Spearhead, Funny story about Evan Royalty. Me and Evan were supposed to do a collaborative project, then all of a sudden he started to hate me and never talks to me again, for no reason. There's only 3 people whose content that I watch, and that's Octane, Spearheads, and John's. That's it. I don't watch anybody else's, because I don't find anyone else's entertaining, because it's all the same. Okay, I can side with him, and not really side with him, but I can just respect his opinion that, okay, he doesn't find anyone else is entertaining, but this still sounds incredibly biased. And saying that everything else is the same is... Have you watched all of it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
NATO, is yours Machinima Lost in Reach like all the other Machinimas, as far as story goes?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Last time I looked at the Forgotten Spartans, which was a long time ago, and at a quick glance, I didn't really see mystical swords or demigods.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Paradox Tales? I mean Red versus Blue.
Gee, it's hard to keep...
really like Red versus Blue?
No.
It's hard to keep track of it. Views on the community at large, and this takes up the rest of it, which is like...
I know we're using our own stuff a lot as an example, but it's just because, well, we're here and we're easier to make fun. Like, it's...
Yeah, because...
It's easier to make fun of each other because, well, if we make fun of each other, we know we're making fun of each other to be funny, and if we make fun of someone else outside this call, then they could take it offensively, probably.
All right,
Solar!
So,
I'm joking.
I'm gonna take this Views of the Community at Large section in portions, because it's pretty big. Take your right hand, for instance. How many people do you think can fit on your right hand? That's how many people in this community will improve, but their talent will be wasted because we're basically like kids on the beach making big-ass fucking sandcastles. And when I started, that was before...
hilarious, by the way, this analogy.
And when I started, that was before high tide came in, and right now the high tide is here, and it's washing the sandcastle away. The kids that come later in the day realize that the sandcastle is fucking falling apart. Make a new sandcastle.
It's like, you've not looked at all the variables. You've not looked at anybody can improve, and people can still come into this community at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
just...
there's a very easy solution to this. I mean, if the sandcastle gets destroyed, then you move higher up on the beach.
And make a new one.
Yeah. You take what you've learned from the past experience and you expand on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a beach is just this one patch of sand. You've got fucking miles of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
people will give up after the first sandcastle gets destroyed, and sadly, that happens. But the stronger people will be like,
Let's build a moat.
let's just build another one with a moat and turrets and higher away, like with stronger sand. Like,
Sandcastle with turrets. I want to
Yeah.
see that now.
it's like there's 2 different groups of people. There's sadly the stronger people who will go and build another sandcastle, and there's the weaker people who will sadly just give up after one sandcastle. And it's really sad that those sort of people exist, because it's like, it should be full of strong people who will never want to give up. But if they want to give up, that's alright. There's nothing wrong with giving up. Just, do it with style.
This is where perseverance comes in.
Just,
Yeah.
Do it with style. Like, if you're going to give up, I don't know, find a big stick and kick the fuck out of the water with it.
And then he talks about certain channels. Currently, Nightmare Films is on top of the generation, but his content is very basic. You'll be one of the top directors in the future. There's a difference between having a lot of subscribers and being a good director. You can have 1 million subscribers and your content can be a giant heaping pile of shit. And then you have the guy that has like 1,200 subscribers and he's got the best fucking cinematic shit on the planet. So I consider someone a director or a top director when they prove themselves both cinematically and as far as how much content they produce. I agree.
I agree with some of that.
I agree with there being a difference between someone who's got 1 million subs and someone who's actually good. We don't really...
It all comes down to personal preferences, though, at the end of the day. But it's like if you think that person's a piece of stuff is shit, it doesn't mean their stuff shit. There's 1 million people who would disagree with you that their stuff's a piece of shit.
Exactly, and his logic is, oh well, you're only a director or a top director if you have amazing uber sauce cinematic skills and you keep pumping out tons and tons of content. Alright, what about filmmakers like James Cameron? Yeah, a lot of people don't like him now because of some things that he's said and done, but he hasn't made that many movies recently, and he's still considered to be one of the greatest directors of our time.
Yeah, just because you stop making a film or you've taken a break does not classify you as not being a director. It's the same way when you die, it's like just because Stanley Kubrick has been dead long doesn't mean that he isn't a fantastic director. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't. He's not going to continue to be a fantastic director, sadly, but it doesn't mean he wasn't or isn't a fantastic director.
He goes on to say, I would say Arbiter 617 would get that for cinematography and stuff. His cinematography is amazing, his storytelling is shit, his characters are crap. Currently at this time, no one will pass me in visual effects. All of the current top directors, we take after the older directors, so from an intelligent perspective, our words surpass anyone else's. So if we tell you something, you should probably listen to it, because we are technically descendants of the older big directors. It's what everyone else is supposed to do, you're supposed to take after us. Fucking bullshit!
I'm just gonna step back and I'm gonna let Nadal take this bit, because he has
Center stage. Alright, spotlight's on me.
You have a better ranting voice than I do for this bit, and I'm a little bit terrified.
I have a good ranting voice? Holy shit.
Did you just hear you go fucking bullshit there, Noy? It sounded like fucking exactly.
That was like roaring. That was like Hulk right there.
The thing is, no one will surpass
I
you.
would have said Satan.
No one will surpass you in visual effects. That's a pretty fucking bold claim, but can you see into the future? I fucking doubt it. Yeah, your effects are good.
Can we have a look? Yeah, they're good. But can we also look at RBB Season 12 that just passed?
Yeah,
I know it's animation, but animation it combined with the machinima,
that was
special
beautiful.
Effects.
I mean, a lot of people would say, "Oh, it doesn't matter because that's from Rooster Teeth and they're multi-million-dollar." It's still machinima.
I wouldn't say Rooster Teeth for multi-million, by the way.
They do make lump sums. All the top current directors taking after older directors. Okay, maybe you do. What difference does it make? From an intelligent perspective, your words surpass anyone else's? What the fuck does that mean? Just because you made it to the top, that means that you dictate everything below? This is not how shit works. You realize that. Someone doesn't have to listen to you. I don't have to listen to you. Valco doesn't have to take advice from you or even seek you out. No one has to do anything. No one has to listen to you. You are not better than anyone. You are on the same level as all of us, no matter how good your visual effects are, how many subscribers you have, or how many videos you make in a week.
And also, no matter how hard you want to believe you are.
Yeah. So if we tell you something, you should probably listen to it because we're technically descendants of the older big directors. It's what everyone else is supposed to do, what you're supposed to take after us. No.
Did you hear that, everyone? We all came from John Graham's ballsack.
No one is...
That's immediately what I heard, by the way, when I heard that statement. Immediately, it's like, so, what? John Graham had, like, what, sex with Darknell, and then Arbiter 617 was born, and then Arbiter 617 had sex with Mike WB, and then all the other people were born.
Yeah, it's like Greek
There's
mythology.
Lambda and Dark...
See, at this point, I stopped properly listening to the... Well, I did properly listen to it, but at this point, I stopped listening to it with a serious face.
You just started to make fun of it.
It just became a whole entertainment value, right?
But this statement about, oh, we came from the big directors of old, and you have to listen to us because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what everyone's supposed to do. You should listen. You're supposed to take after us. No! That is total horseshit. If someone had to take after previous generations of directors, then we wouldn't have progressed anywhere. And I'm not just talking about machinima. I'm not just talking about filmmaking. I'm talking about art as a whole. We wouldn't have all these different eras. We wouldn't have had the Renaissance. We wouldn't have had the English Reformation. We wouldn't have had all these different periods in the modern history of art. We wouldn't have had all these different styles like Flanders and. Is Flanders a style or a fucking painter? I can't remember. It's been a while since I took my art class.
He's a painter.
Okay.
Fucking...
I thought you were on with the Simpsons.
No. Hadley, how neighboring now. But,
Flanders is a painter in The Simpsons?
No.
Oh, okay, I get who he's on about.
No, but Jesus, the fresco, the... everything. That wouldn't have happened if everyone was just like, hey, this guy before me did it, I'm gonna do the exact same thing and not try to make my own style. The point of art is to put your own expression into it. Exactly. And if you don't do that and you just copy, what's the point? I mean, maybe you enjoy making copies. There are people that make reproductions of Van Gogh and they sell for a lot. Then that's how they make their living and they're happy. That's fine. That's what they do.
Directors who make reboots of Deus Ex Machina.
Let's not go there.
Oh no, I'm actually just saying.
Oh,
like,
wait,
point off.
oh!
I'm actually not saying it because Virus made a remake. Point off that coincidence, but Deus Ex Machina, I would have to say, is probably one of the biggest machinimas as far as remakes go.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's been about 6 or 7 directors who have remade Deus Ex Machina.
The bottom line is, if we take after these guys, then what's the point in us trying to do our own shtick? We just constantly put out the same thing based on one thing from before, regardless of what it is. We don't improve. We're just sort of inside a bubble. And that's not how art works. And I just got a text message. I wish I turned off my phone or put it on silent, but too late for that.
I'll go text him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend like a tenner to text him. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I should spend a tenner to text him.
We're gonna keep going with this because we're not done yet. Even though the stopwatch just counted back. I'm not even gonna fucking edit this podcast. This is gonna be completely uncut.
Yeah, well, there are only 2 pages left anyway.
Yeah.
On the
He goes on to say, all I see is just bitching, whining, people throwing stupid shit at each other. The very peak of Machinima as far as big directors was 2012 to 2013. There have been different eras in Machinima. Oh, this is where it gets juicy. There was the Dazzle era.
I'm hungry.
There was the Dazzle era, which I saw, which was from 2007 to late 2009. The HD era was early 2010.
Isn't it funny though how the
2012.
first era sort of corresponds to when he joined Machinima?
Oh yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's kind of coincidental.
All right, but moving on from that, when I finish talking this paragraph, we'll discuss the HD era, early 2010 to 2012, and the visual effects era, which Virus says I was part of from the beginning, started in 2012 to now. Currently, we're in the visual effects era, but people won't adapt to it, which is holding everybody back. The sooner everyone adapts to the visual effects style, the sooner we can adapt to the next era, which I don't know what it would be. Who knows? There could probably be a 4K capture card coming out and we'll go into the 4K era, but probably not. Refusing to adapt to your environment in order to improve your skills is going to hold back everyone, and in doing so you are creating a problem and you must be eliminated. That's just how it is, and it's how it was back in the day when everyone had a set of fucking balls. That is one of the most bass-ackward statements I have ever heard.
Okay. So what he's saying is,
You guys,
we're all holding each other back.
you guys
because
discuss
we
this.
don't-
I'm going to take a bathroom break.
Okay. So we're all holding each other back because we aren't using visual effects. That irks me.
Yeah, it's like... Really? Visual effects is the cornerstone to Machinima? It's like, really, is that the development? Is that the foundations of... See, this sounds very philosophical, but is that the...
We're in a video game. There's already visual effects. To a point, to a degree. So you don't really need to add anything to it. There's stuff like lens flares and all that crap that he adds in. Okay, cool, it looks pretty, but you don't need it.
No, you don't. It's optional extras, for want of a better word.
Like what he's saying, the Dazzler. Of course you need a
It's like
dazzle,
saying...
but you don't need visual effects.
It's like saying, and this applies to the rules of films, but it's like saying for every film you need special effects. It's like, where in a rom-com would you put special effects?
The way
Or lens flares?
The way I'm seeing it, the whole era thing, he has it it's not a bad way of looking at it because, you know, he's describing
It's not bad to define things in eras.
he's describing the filmmaking methods or techniques used in Halo Machinima at the time. The Dazzle era, I would say it went back a bit before 2007, or at least at the standard death era.
Like, it did pick up in 2007 with Halo 3 and Theater Mode, but if you really want to talk about when Machinima truly began,
It was more like
89, I think it was the 80s.
94.
Machinima
It was 1994 with Quake
it was-
movies.
Quake movies, yes, 94. Like, so technically we could say Machinima, like the first Machinima eras were 2000 and, like, era 1 was 2000, or 19, what'd you say, 94, 98?
94.
94 to, let's say, 2004, because in between that we had the Quake movies, we had Red vs. Blue, and we had Fireteam Charlie. Never seen Fireteam Charlie.
Red versus Blue came around in 2003. But
Yeah. But Fireteam Charlie as well, because I've never watched it, but Fireteam Charlie was almost as popular as Red vs. Blue, as far as I believe.
The way I see it, the Dazzle era kind of started in 2000, late 2004 or sometime in 2005, and that's, you know, Halo 2. And I agree, it continued into late 2009. The PVR and such came around, and the HD era, quote-unquote, was 2010 to 2012. Accurate statement. Then there were this visual effects era. Okay, a lot of people are using visual effects, so I can understand calling it that, sort of.
Yeah.
But then he says people won't adapt to it, and that's holding everyone back. What? I'm sorry, what?
I don't believe it is holding everyone back.
Because one person does not want to do visual effects, or they're incapable of doing such.
Or look at it this way, actually, because
effects.
one person, because Virus can't do a machinima without special effects, everyone else's machinimas are wrong.
That's one way of looking at it. The way I see it is because, like, the way he's saying it, oh, one person isn't doing it, we're all being held back. No, one person isn't doing it because either they can't do it or they don't want to do it because that's not their style. That doesn't hold anyone else back, and just because they don't do it doesn't mean they're being held back. It's just their preference.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
And then...
I mean, you have a bit of special effects in Lost, but not too many, and then this is only very recent
minor.
As well. And this is only recent you've done that as well.
Yeah, and then there's the whole refusing to adapt to your environment in order to improve your skills is going to hold back everyone. And in doing so, you are creating a problem and you must be eliminated. That's just how it is, and it's how it was back in the day when everyone had a set of fucking balls. No! That's the exact opposite of what goes on. If you don't adapt, then you, quote-unquote, get held back. Everyone else who does adapt, they're fine. That's Darwinism.
Is this like the Hunger Games? Like, he must be eliminated. Like,
yeah.
What?
He's saying, and he gets more into this later, that if you don't adapt, you have to be eliminated, and blah, blah, blah. It's just, oh, well, you don't conform to this ideal, you don't need to be here, get the fuck out. That's, no, just, no. Oh my god.
No.
What a fucking prick.
I mean, we're trying to stay as, like, you know, keep as much discussion as possible, but it's just, I mean, I knew it's more as the transcript goes on, it's harder to be like, just say, no, this guy's an asshole, and it's harder to get less angry about it, so it is, as more as the script goes on.
Yeah, because he's saying all these things that are completely hypocritical and bass-act words. And
it started okay.
Yeah, he said something,
but it just gets worse. He's just digging his own grave.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The grave's already been dug, to be honest. He's already.
It's there, and he's
on
just
his way to China.
Like, the final nail in the coffin is just about ready to go down on it.
Alright, who knows? This might be the final nail.
Didn't he say he already quit directing, but he's put out a bunch of recent machinima?
We'll get to
from what I've heard, he's apparently quit about 1,000 times and left 1,000 times.
We'll get to that.
That reminds me of someone from another forum, but let's not get into that.
He continues on about Halo Motion. Currently, if the shit that's going on right now was going on 4 years ago, all of the big directors would be beating the fucking shit out of all those people and they'd be long gone. Like John, Spearhead, and I, we didn't tolerate that shit. I know in one of Lambda's videos he said that I went so far and mailed Halo Motion, a letter, which isn't true. I didn't mail him a letter. John mailed him the letter. Okay, doesn't matter. Lambda made his idiotic video that apparently makes him seem like he's a certified psychiatrist, and in it he says that there's this kid, Halo Motion, back in the day that was a troll. He spammed people, he harassed people, he'd go onto channels and just, like, call people assholes to get into conversations where it didn't involve him whatsoever, and he was the problem.
Wait,
and he was a problem.
He used to be a troll, or he was a troll?
He was a troll, apparently.
Okay.
And he would make videos harassing people. So Spearhead and myself being Virus, Spearhead and John had a part in it, but I played a majority in it. When our fan bases were active, basically they acted as armies, and we unleashed all that shit, and it got him to leave. We eliminated him from the community because he was a problem. As far as the letter never got to him. It was to his parents saying, your son is causing problems for other people, he's harassing people online, and it's getting very annoying. It wasn't anything threatening. We were informing his parents that he is a problem. It's just... really think about that.
Okay, so...
Like, I'm not saying that Halo Motion is innocent or guilty, it's just...
No, but this is the thing, he's just
a troll.
It's an internet troll. There's billions of these things. And because he I didn't even sound like he personally annoyed Virus or the other people, but they took it upon themselves to go, right, we should try and get rid of him.
And that's...
This thing, though...
They went so far as to mail a letter to his house.
To his parents. It's like, what gave them that right at the end of the day to get involved and, like, essentially,
and tell his parents, like, bring this into the real world.
It's just... It's ridiculous.
It's a phase that probably would have just, blew over. But the fact that... This thing, you know what? It probably would have blew over if they just had to stop paying attention to it. And the fact that they made it 20 times worse by turning it into something big... I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care if this was back in the Halo 3 days. Internet trolls still were a big thing. And you should have known that if we just left it alone, just ignored it...
They would have went away.
It would have went away. He would have pissed off. Or he would have grown out of the phase. But no, you had to think, oh, we should take this to his parents because we're, I mean, again, I don't know how old they were when they did this, but it's like, oh, we know better. We know what's better for the kids. We know what to do. So, you know what? We're going to essentially get him in. You know what? It actually probably didn't even work.
So, what they're saying is they know better than his parents.
They know better how to raise
them.
Yeah, I know better how to raise your kid than you obviously did.
That's kind of not really the point that I'm getting from this.
It's not the point. It's not the point.
Yeah.
What I'm getting from it is they were able to drive someone away, and using their fans, who they saw as armies.
The length that they went to as well. This is the thing that's really scary. The length that they went to drive away the person. Well, they made a letter and they found this guy's address and mailed. Like, it's scary the lengths that these people went to get rid of this person. Like, it's psychologically scary.
Yeah.
It's like they don't eat. Never mind.
I would just like to know how they got the guy's address in the first place.
Yeah, that's
it's seriously scary that these people are going that far. Not scary that they can get the address, just scary that they went to the effort to get the address.
Alright, moving on, he goes on to say, when people would bother me, or there's some stupid kid who wouldn't fuck off, Spearhead would just be like, we're gonna give you the Halo motion treatment if you don't go away. I mean, people like Lambda or whatever usually keeps to himself. I'm not gonna talk shit on him, there's no reason to. Plus, it's the fucking internet. Ha.
Wait.
Hold on. If he acted the way he acts currently, back in that time period, we would have had him removed from the community. Every director would be behind me 100% of the way. That's just how things work, because we work together. We would see a problem, we would eliminate the problem, that's how it is. Nowadays, everyone keeps to themselves because they're a bunch of pussies because their balls are shriveled up into their asses. I see absolutely zero future with this community whatsoever, which is why there's absolutely no reason for me to be here. I just show up, and I'm just, like I said, I show up, I look around, I leave. Okay. So, because someone keeps to themselves, that's a problem?
Right, so we're like,
okay, he says it's the fucking internet.
Yeah, big words coming from him. Seriously.
Pretty much, yeah. But this thing is, like, people keep themselves as, like, he makes it like a big deal. The Machinima community should all be connected in a way because it's the Machinima community. But that's like saying the vlogger community, all vloggers should be in constant communication with each other because they're vloggers. All musicians on YouTube should be in constant contact with each other because they're musicians. And it's like, no, that rule doesn't apply. It's like
that would be great that we could all talk to each other, but if someone doesn't want to get involved or doesn't want to talk to everyone, they don't need to feel the right that they have to.
Yeah, I mean,
up until last year and a half, I mean, I didn't get involved in the Machinima community really at all. Like, I was on Machinima Nation, that was about as far as I went, but even that wasn't a big Machinima queue. That was just a bunch of people who joined, make a Machinima, and doing game nights and all that. Basically, just doing ridiculous shit in Halo and all that. But it's like, the Machinima community is not my top priority on YouTube. My top priority on YouTube is
making videos.
But, like, I mean, as far as people go, is my fans, is the people who watch my videos. They're my top priority, not Digital Virus's fans, for want of a better word. I don't have to worry about his fans or his community or whatever. It's like, because they're not my priority, they're yours. It's like, I can if I want to. If you want me to care about them, I will. But it's like, I don't have to.
Thing is, even though I'm a mod on Machinima Nation, which I really should stop shirking such duties, but I don't really get involved because I feel no reason to get involved. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. I mean, yeah...
We're about 95 disconnected from the Machinima community because, well, we don't need to be involved in it. There's
Yeah.
more enough people to be a part of the community who gets involved in it.
I mean, yeah, if I went on one of these websites more often, like Machinima Nation and such, I could get more subscribers and such. I can get more viewers, more fans. But it's not that I don't want more people watching. It's just that at the end of the day, I'm making this for the enjoyment of myself and my friends.
You basically feel like you don't need to do it.
No, I don't need to do it. And looking through this, saying that they're removed from the community. I think he was talking about acting like a little shit. Every director would be 100% would be behind him 100% of the way. That's just how things work because they work together. So just because you're all directors, that means you're all of the same mindset? No. I mean, Jesus Christ. Falco and I, we talk about things all the time. Like, we've talked about Digital Virus before and other things, and we have sometimes very different opinions. He's a bit more brash, and I'm more, let's stop and think about this, for example.
But at the beginning, I was very, let's stop and think about this.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the same people. We're not of the same mindset. We're not going to be 100% committed to the same thing just because we're Machinima directors. And he says, well, nowadays everyone keeps to themselves because they're a bunch of pussies because their balls are shoveled into their asses. No, I keep to myself as far as this stuff goes.
Because it doesn't involve you.
It doesn't involve me. I feel no need to get involved. And if I were to get involved, which technically this podcast gets me involved, and technically I'm taking you both with me. I'm in neck deep already, probably. Yeah, but
that one Twitter comment.
It's yeah. I mean, your name is in that video. Well, your
and for like other stuff that I'm not directly involved in, like becoming a staff member of Machinima Union.
Yeah, but dear God, there are people that want to keep to themselves because they don't want drama. And to be fair, this podcast is kind of part of the problem because we're talking about it. We're bringing it to more people's attention.
But saying if we don't talk about stuff like this, then nothing ever gets resolved if we don't talk about it, and people won't be aware of it. Things will just die down, and the whole thing will just happen again. It'll just be an endless cycle, and it has happened before and stuff like this. People will be like, "Oh, this drama will just die down," and then the whole fucking circle happens again.
There need to be people that talk about it, but not everyone has to get involved. There are always going to be people that don't want to get involved, and just because they don't want to get involved doesn't make them inferior. It just makes them,
That's
uninterested.
The only reason why I sent that tweet and got directly involved in it is because his tweet made everyone else, especially the person who sent it to me, feel inferior.
Yeah, and
it's like, right, you're making people feel like shit on purpose now. This has to stop.
Yeah, that is it's sort of a personal, not necessarily an attack, but that's a personal jab at pretty much everyone.
And he's saying, everyone else has their balls shriveled up. He's the audacity that when he actually didn't reply to that tweet, he just bitched and commented to I don't know who the three people were, probably three lovely people.
To those three people. But he goes and talks about it to other people.
He went and ranted to three people rather than go and reply back to me. And I've sent him a lovely email, by the way, replying to that there comment replying to that rant in the video. Still not yet heard back from him yet. So if he's talking about people with their balls shriveled up to their asses, he has them way up his ass.
Like, there's also one thing that sort of tipped me off a bit. It looks like he walked into three people that were probably on his friends list, but he wasn't really too close with, and he started ranting to them.
According to the text in the video, they were just trying to goad him into keep going.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is something he keeps falling into. He keeps falling into the trap of interacting and spilling out information to people who clearly doesn't like him. He has the stupidity of basically keeping just ranting on everyone. Like, he doesn't do his research into. That's me.
Yeah, it's his ego.
He doesn't have, for instance. But yeah, it's his ego. He doesn't think about who he's talking about to. That's me. I wouldn't go ranting about. Front about. I wouldn't do the same. I wouldn't go ranting to a group of three people. He might know them. He might not go. But let's say it seems like a group of randomers. I wouldn't go ranting to a group of randomers about someone, out of nowhere, especially when people can, and this has happened to him in the past as well, can record you and upload stuff, and it starts a whole controversy because you need to learn from your mistakes, and it sounds like he's not learning from his mistakes. He's just ranting and throwing himself into the shit pile.
If anything, maybe he does it on purpose just so people will talk about him.
Probably, yeah.
That would be
sound like,
It's like a damn Kardashian.
yeah. Except, you know, it'd probably be more entertaining if he actually did a porn video.
I don't even want to think about that.
You want to see a porn video?
No, I said the whole controversy would probably be, like, I mean, the whole controversy would probably be more interesting if he actually, like, if he was like a Kardashian and made a porn video.
Okay.
Anyway, he goes on saying, whenever I was in a call with the Machinima Union staff, I was saying, you all need to put aside your personal feelings towards me, and you need to understand that, in order for this to work, this is what we need to do. But they wouldn't do it. The community is too selfish and too self-righteous. It'll never happen. Ever. There is no heart. I had the perfect plan for everyone. I'd basically create this community utopia that would be perfect. Everyone would have all the resources they would need, and if they had questions, they would ask the big directors running the place. We would provide our advice. You would take the advice. You'd submit the content to try and make it to the front page of the website as a reward. Then you earn the title of director. We would give that title a meaning again, because back in the day, to get that title, you had to... doing a thing. No, not yet. Oh, that's a cut. I'll cut that. Because back in the day, to get that title, you had to get on Machinima... hold on. Let me back up a bit. We would provide our advice, you would take the advice, you'd submit the content to try and make it to the front page of the website as a reward, then you earn the title of director. We would give that title a meaning again. Because back in the day, to get that title, you had to get on Machinima.com. That's how you became a director. If you made content and you aren't with Machinima.com, you could not call yourself a director. Never. You could never call yourself a director. All people now do nowadays is basically 8-year-olds, they pull down their pants and whip out their dick and they're like, Mom, buy me a fucking Dazzle. And they're like, okay. And they're like, now I'm a director. No, you're not. Putting it bluntly, just don't suck. That's pretty much how it is. You have to have an imagination. Don't mistake that with sheer stupidity. That's funny, the last thing. Don't mistake that with sheer stupidity. Coming from him. That's mildly amusing. But the whole put aside personal feelings, okay. I get that.
He joined the call. No one actually in the call had personal feelings towards him. I think maybe one person did, but we were like, right, put your personal feelings to the side. No one actually had ever interacted with him directly before, apart from, like, well, one person. So we were just like, okay, we don't actually know what he's like apart from what we've heard, so let's just be like, okay, let's listen to what he has to say.
Keep an open mind.
Again, he's just basically lying as well. That's the thing. From what I'm gathering, from what I've heard about
it's not that he's lying here, it's just that he's just leaving information out here.
No, he's changed the information as well. It's like, not only is he narcissistic and, you know, very ego-driven and control-driven, he's also very much a compulsive liar. And
I think he's just dug himself such a grave. He's just trying to get out of it.
He's trying to build himself up, but in the process, he's just digging himself further down.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's okay to have go back. Okay, let's continue from the quiz. He had a perfect plan for everyone, and he would create this community utopia. Okay, sounds very weird the way he's describing that Machinima fucking utopia. It sounds very communism, and it sounds almost like...
The thing that I get from that, though, is, okay, I will create it.
Mm-hmm.
I had the perfect plan.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it's okay to have your ideas and run them past people, but when you're just like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, you guys are gonna have no say whatsoever. You just have to agree to merge the site, and then everything will fall on transactions. Like, it's just like, I'll take care of everything. It's like, well, maybe we don't want you to take care of everything.
Yeah, maybe you guys want to say too, because, you know, it's kind of partially your site, but at that point...
Maybe we have a different vision. That's why we have a different site.
Yeah, that's when, if you were to actually seriously consider merging, then you would compromise. Something that apparently he doesn't want to do, and he thinks that that his ideas are perfect and flawless. I mean, why else would he be calling this a utopia, and that it's perfect? Everyone had all the resources they need. We already talked about that. And they had questions they would ask the big directors running the place. Okay, I don't really have
They
objections
don't have
to
to
that
earn.
one.
They don't have to talk to the big directors.
No,
I mean,
they don't.
can talk to small directors. They could have just as good advice, if not better, than the bigger directors. But it's like okay, yeah, that idea actually isn't a bad idea. You had an idea for a website where you want to help people. It's not a bad idea. You just
You're not going about it
good
well.
on paper,
It's like
but you're
communism,
not going
good
about
in
it the right
concept,
way.
but bad in practice.
The exact
It's
opposite
like-
of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's like Kingdom Hearts is a good analogy actually. But it's just like you're going about this all the wrong way. You're just like, right, everyone needs to, in order for you to be good on this website or for your content to be noteworthy on this website, it has to run through me and it has to come to my standards.
Which is bullshit.
Not to the standards of everybody's, but to just my standards alone.
Yeah, saying that, and then he said, oh, we would provide our advice, you would take the advice, you'd submit the content to try and make it to the front page of the website as a reward, then you earn the title of director. We would give that title meaning again. God.
Are these like names of royalty? Like, you're now Falco, the director.
It's just... Oh, well, you
You're
only...
now
like,
PT,
you
Pink Bunky.
Oh, as a
Yes.
reward for seeking and taking our advice, then you can maybe submit it to the front page. Maybe you'll get there, and that'll be a reward. And you'll be rewarded with this title. You'll officially be a director, and we'll be giving it a meaning again. Because that's how it was back in the day. You weren't a director unless you were with a certain website. Fuck off, dude! If you're directing a production... If you're directing a production, by default, you are a director. You are directing people.
You might not be a good director,
but
might
you
not
are
be
a
successful
director.
But you are a director. It's like I mean, I would love to argue with him face to face about what it means to be a director, and I'd be like, right, I studied this for 4 years. Like, yeah, I didn't complete all 4 years, but it's like I studied this for 4 years, and I've been making films for.
I've studied it for 4 years in high school.
2005. Yeah, it's like we're studying this stuff. It's like, and it sounds like he hasn't actually. It sounds like he's made up his own. Like he knows the basic rules of what it means to be a filmographer and a director and all that, and then he's taken his own flavors and add them in, and then went right.
And trying
this
to
is what
put it off
means
as
to be this.
fact.
Yeah, put it off as fact. And it's like
The thing
it's
is,
like, yeah, you can do that. That's how things start. Yeah, you.
wow.
Jesus!
I'm really sorry.
Okay. I'm surprised that wasn't me. My brother walked in 5 minutes ago and said, "Hey, I've got Olive Garden breadsticks," and this is like the 4th one I'm eating. So that's why I haven't been talking so much.
But anyway, you were saying.
It's just like yeah, it's basically like he's taken the basics of being a director or being in film or in media in general and just adding his own flavors into it and twisting it to make it his own thing. But then he's doing his damn hardest to make it off as fact and gospel, basically.
No, it's not gospel. This is just how you're trying to push it off, and that's not how it is. Like I said, if you're directing something, you're a director. By default, you don't need to be validated by... no one needs to be validated by Digital Virus
if everyone was validated,
or anyone.
So wait,
if everyone was validated for in directing in general, like there'd be no directors. Probably there'd be very little. There would be, and that sounds like what he wants. It sounds like he just
very
wants
few
to be part of a
official
very small
directors.
let's put this all together in one thing. So, imagine a Machination utopia run by one religion where you have to do
Nation Utopia. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm sorry, Machinima utopia.
Damn, I was hoping that we would get to be ruled by King Donuts.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind a Machination Utopia because chances are everyone's only food source would be donuts. And
Fuck that, I don't wanna get-
donuts for the rest of my life.
I don't want to get fat.
Yeah, but everyone would be fat then, so then fat would be obsolete.
When everyone's fat, nobody is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Machinima utopia, whereby making videos and having them voted on the big directors grants you titles of nobility.
That's not a utopia. Right
Wait,
there.
wait.
This is the-
And if someone's quiet or doesn't want to talk and be active with everyone, they must be eliminated.
Yeah,
it's okay
that's-
on a website to give people different ranks. Like, if you want to go on a website like Machination and become a director, you have to run through a program. But all you have to do is show a portfolio of your work. You don't have to provide work on the website, or if you want to become an affiliate on Machination. All this is changing, but I'm going by the old stuff. It's like, you had to have a certain amount of Machinimas, and you had to be active on this website to earn the rank of affiliate. But it's like you just had to do your own hard work. You didn't have to do additional hard work. You didn't have to suck up the everybody on the website, or, for want of a better word, do it for the better. Like, I mean, to get an affiliate, you had to be active on the website, but that's, you know, for want of a better word. But to become a director on the website, you don't have to become an affiliate. You just have to prove that you've made Machinima. It doesn't have to be great Machinima, but you just have to prove that you've made good Machinima. Like, again, it could be all defined, like, people probably have their own preferences of what makes a director in both real life, again, and what Machinima. But it's like, at the end of the day, if they make something, they probably are directors. Like, can we say Tommy Wiseau isn't a director just because he's made The Fucking Room? Can we say what's the director? Can we say the director of Birdemic isn't a director because he made Birdemic? No, they both made really shitty content, but they're directors in it because they've sat down behind a camera and they've actually directed a feature-length film or a film.
Works some more than others.
Yeah, some works more than others, some takes off more than others, but then it doesn't discredit their like the work that they put in.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously the people to make this stuff worked hard. Like, obviously the pay wasn't what they expected, or, you know, it was really shitty, or they parodied something and they wanted just to fucking laugh out of it. But it's like, it doesn't make them any less than what they are. And at the end of the day, if the majority thinks that you're a director, especially Machinima, if the majority of people who watch your stuff think you're a Machinima director, then you're a Machinima director, because guess what?
You directed a Machinima.
The majority outrules the minority.
Yeah, even then, it doesn't matter if people think you're a director if you directed.
Mm-hmm.
And
guess what? This is just a better way to think about it. Like, and if you're a starting Machinima director, or if you don't think you're a Machinima director at the moment, but you make Machinima, at the end of the day, if you think you're a Machinima director, you're a Machinima director. Doesn't matter what the fuck anyone else thinks. It matters what you think.
It's not like, oh, we have to bestow upon you the gender of male or female.
Like, if you've made one Machinima and then you've made nothing else in your life, then you're probably not a Machinima director.
You just directed you made a Machinima.
Yeah, you've directed a Machinima, and if you're like, if you are like, this thing, it's a stupid analogy. If you're an 8-year-old who has pulled down your pants and go like, hey mom, buy me a Dazzle. You can do lots of things with a Dazzle, though.
Yeah, you can.
You can do Let's Plays.
Yeah, and then
you can pirate DVDs on TV shows.
You see a lot more people wanting to do Let's Plays, though, than Machinima.
I know this last part has become very much a rant, I know. That's become a very...
But it's just, at the end of the day, it's kind of what everything devolves into. But his last quip, putting it bluntly, just don't suck. And that's pretty much how it is. You have to have an imagination, don't mistake that with sheer stupidity. I would like to reference one of my favorite people, one of my favorite musicians, Dave Grohl. He put it simply, saying, I don't have the quote on me, but he said something along the lines of, if you want to make music, get some shitty old instruments and get your friends together in a garage and just play and suck together, suck for a while, and then after a while you're going to get better and you're going to suck less. But at the end of the day, it started by sucking. Go ahead.
Sounds like sort of it's like what Tom's said recently as well in his How to Be YouTube. It's like, get the shittiest thing you can find. I mean, you're not going to start brilliant. You're not going to make a good video until you make a load of suckish videos, and you're not going to make a great video until you make a load of good videos.
That's generally how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to start off with the greatest shit ever.
Yeah, as far as imagination goes, everyone has an imagination. I mean, even if you're making a remake or something, you still have your own vision of how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, Digital Virus himself. Look at the Deus Ex Machina reboot. I watched the first two parts of that.
And Dawn of the Titan. It's just a bunch of other.
It's a different take on it.
It's just a bunch of characters from different Machinima series. Like the story, I think the actual storyline is different, but all the characters, majority of them anyway, are all from other Machinima series, as far as I'm aware. Anyway. It's like, originality is pretty much dead at this stage, in my opinion, and it's like, but no, imagination or your originality comes from all of the information that you've seen and taken in at the end of the day, and then you take all that information and you turn it into this thing that you've made. Like, I mean, Paradox Tales takes a lot of references from stuff. I mean, probably Little Scream. I mean, there's a big Doctor Who reference in the first volume, so there is, but I twisted it and made it my own thing.
Yeah,
it had a different outcome, it had different characters, it had a different setting, but you know, the name and all that sort of stayed the same. It's like that's what imagination and originality in all this at the end of the day. It's just everything that you've seen and gathered and all compiled into that big, stupid fucking thing you call brain, and then you slap it on a thing like on a keyboard or a piece of paper.
Yeah, this whole thing, like I said, typing this out made me sick to my stomach because of the hypocrisy and just the stupid shit that he was saying.
Yeah, I sound pretty stupid at them as well, because my brain's just filled with the anger juices, and I just want to drink lots of Pepsi. And
yeah, honestly, just as well. Like you guys said, apparently videos about him in a negative light end up disappearing. So that leads me to believe that he himself actively seeks out these videos, and may or may not watch.
Get down someone's YouTube.
He put a strike on Lambda, supposedly, but if he does watch the videos like all the way through, then and if he
congratulations, you made it to the end of this video.
Yeah. Well, hold on. If he has listened to this, and he does not like what we've had to say, which obviously I wouldn't think that he would. Rather than take to the comments and just say cry more or sicking your fans on us or on me because I'm hosting the damn thing, this was my idea, come to me. Just
come to us.
Come to me.
It's
I will.
At the end of the day.
Hold on.
It's by time at the end of the day he actually took. Actually, it's by time he started standing up for himself.
No. This is not. I'm not issuing a challenge here. If you have a problem with what's been Digital Virus, if you have a problem with what has been presented here, and you feel as though that the video that we're talking about, as well as this podcast, are doing wrong to you and that they are not properly representative of you, don't take to the comments. Don't mouth off to some random people. Just contact me directly. I will meet you in a Skype call. I will listen to whatever you have to say. I will not give you shit for it. Hopefully.
That's me. I wasn't saying that to instigate something. I was just saying it's about time, because from what we've seen, he doesn't stand up for himself. He, worms his way out of it, or he gets other people to do his dirty work for him. It's about time, if he really is and wants to be, for want of a better word, this Machinima god 666. Now, if he wants to be in charge of this community or be higher
take responsibility, take your own action.
It's time for him to directly take responsibility for what he does. Or else, he said he has zero place in this community. Then why do you keep coming back? You have zero place in this community. Then why do you keep coming back? The front door is pretty much open at this moment, and you said 100% of the directors will be behind you. I'm pretty sure, 100% of the directors would be behind you, but ready to kick you out the fucking door.
Yeah, the thing is, though, he says that he has no hope for the community, and he sees no future. Why does he keep going to check on it if he doesn't care? Obviously, he's at least interested.
Listen, he doesn't see any hope for future for the community. He doesn't see his future for the community. That's basically what he's saying. Exactly.
That's kind of what it boils down to, because the way he's trying to tout everything is after he's done and Spearhead's done and all of them, then there will be no advancement and everything will be stagnant. That's not true. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at the fucking Dark Ages. That was, 1,000 years of just nothing, a complete and total standstill.
And look at the wilderness years of Doctor Who. Jesus Christ.
Yeah! Another example, but the thing with the Dark Ages...
Better example than the Dark Ages.
Yeah, with, when Italy was free from outside influence, look what that started. That started the Renaissance. That was a thing that was all over Europe. And we're still feeling that today. And with the Doctor Who, that ended in '89, but it kept going with the comics and the Virgin New Adventures. There was that TV movie.
Sadly, Dimensions in Time.
Ugh, don't think about that. There was the TV movie in '90s.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
There was the TV movie in '96, which brought even more stuff to the comics and the books.
Bigger audience and brought an American audience in slightly.
Yeah, Big Finish came around and kept it alive with audio stories. Then it came back in 2005, and now it's one of the biggest franchises in the world.
How many people do you think have switched off at this stage, Nato? Now, like, since we started talking about Doctor Who, how many people think have switched off at this stage? Like, yep, done.
Well, remember, there was that big thing with Legend of Zelda in one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was
the
me
very first
and
one.
Solar.
Yeah, you and Solar were just sitting
Yeah,
there because you don't really you don't look too much at Nintendo, and Frank and I are talking about it.
Yeah, we're like twiddling our thumbs, like just.
But it's like if all the Machinima directors nowadays, if everybody who made Machinima now on YouTube disappeared tomorrow, it's like, and then new people came along and started from fresh, it's like they wouldn't be lost and they wouldn't be probably great to start with, but it's like they wouldn't be lost.
They would get better.
They would get better, and basically it's like no, it's like if everyone left who made Machinima tomorrow left and disappeared, and then a bunch of you guys came on, it's like it wouldn't be dead. It would be, oh my god,
Doorbell.
It wouldn't be lost and it wouldn't be dead. It would just, it would have to start from the beginning again.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. Look
a bad thing.
at my first video, which was Mission Improbable, June 2009 it came out. That video sucks. No sugarcoating that. That video fucking sucks.
Yeah, I wish I could show some of my older videos on my channel. I might actually do that.
I'm talking about strictly Machinima.
Yeah, I mean Machinima too.
No, but look at Mission Improbable, my first Machinima, compared to what is going to come out soon, episode 16 of Lost in Reach. That's a huge fucking contrast, and that's 5 years. That's a contrast of 5 years.
But the thing, you can even see it like from episode 12 of Lost in Reach to episode 16 that isn't out yet, but I've seen. You can see the slight differences of improvement between those episodes.
And that's about a year and a half. That's 18.
If you just keep working at it, you're gonna constantly improve.
Yeah, and it's not because I'm taking influence from Arbiter 617 or Spearhead or Digital Virus. It's because I'm doing something I like. I'm drawing influence from things I like fucking the final battle in episode 20. That's going to be drawing influence from Dragon Ball. I don't need to watch Virus or Arbiter or any of them to get an idea. I mean, if I did, I probably could, but it doesn't mean I will.
But you're adding in special effects now, like you're adding in like teleportations and the sword and all that. That means like you didn't do it because other people were adding special effects. You did it because you thought this energy sword would look cooler if I made it dark blue. Yeah. And you're like, and then you went, oh, okay, I'll teach myself how to make a dark blue energy sword. That's a prime example. You taught yourself to make a dark blue energy sword. You didn't.
You're not looking through it thinking, where can I put a lens flare?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I thought that Virus started putting in lens flares just because it was expected of him, though. Like, doing it as a joke.
And that's when you lose it. Like, I mean, it's hard to have a thing in your videos, but, like, when you start doing the thing to prove a point, and when it's unnecessary, especially in filmmaking...
Then it doesn't help.
Yeah,
it's
like,
just
I can say right now, like J.J. Abrams, he does lens flares in Star Trek and all that, but it's like, he didn't do lens flares in Lost, and I don't think he's probably going to do extensive lens flares in Star Wars.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope not. I don't want to see a big lens flare in front of the lightsaber.
But I just think at the end of the day, it's just the thing. If you're gonna take away anything from this discussion at the end of the day, it's take away like if you're especially making it's just like no, don't listen to other people. Other people don't know what they're talking about. Listen to yourself at the end of the day. And Stephen's points are all probably just ridiculous.
He contradicts himself within the same sentence as well.
If you ever need like to go and talk to someone like body acting, voice acting, any helps, script, whatever it is, just go on a forum. Go on Machinima Union, go on Machinima Nation. Going directly to one person.
This is the thing. Don't talk to people. Talk to strangers online.
Yeah.
Who you think. Don't talk to people you know. Talk to strangers, because chances are you'll get along with strangers a lot more than you'll get along with people you know.
Possibly. But
and they'll give you an honest opinion about it.
Yeah. But we gotta
be careful who you're talking to first, though. You know, be safe on the internet, kids.
Yeah. But we gotta wrap because we've gone on for
I think now at this stage we're sort of ranting a little bit off topic.
Which is why for that and another reason I'm saying we gotta wrap because we went like 45 minutes over the originally thought time. Anyway, that was our rant, and you know, if you liked this video, then you know, fucking I don't know, do what you want to do. Share this video around if this supports your view of Digital Virus. You know, the works. I'm Andrew. I'm not saying it.
No, I was making fun of it. That's what it sort of sounded like.
I was just like,
at the start. It sounded like at the start, and it's just like.
How do I say it without saying it?
how do I say it? Just get it, like a guy who you can barely understand, just popping up going.
Sound like the chef from the Muppets. Yes.
But yeah, that's
I really need to pee too.
that's podcast number 4. I'm Andrew.
I'm PT Platinum 11 from the Pink Monkey Supremacy.
I'm Falco Matan. Goodbye, people of the internet. That sounds awful. I'll stay with Stay Awesome YouTubers.
All right, that's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.